Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday Night Live. Welcome. I just put some Vaseline on my hands because my hands were kind of dry. I had to fry some shrimp really quick for honey before I came on. Welcome. Happy Friday Night Live. I'm so glad you are here. If you're watching a replay on this, thank you so much, replay gang. Make sure even then to drop in the comments, say hello, so I can definitely acknowledge you. Tonight it is going to be, to me, what I deem an important conversation, but especially since I pushed this live off from last week because I just didn't feel like talking about a real comprehensive subject matter. But tonight is the night. Tonight we are going to be talking about how I build and continue to build my business here in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. So, hey, Mom. Good morning. Hi, Mom. How are you? I have just put it right here, honey. Thanks. What's your glass? Yes. So welcome. I'm gonna let some more people fill up and come in the room. Hi, Mom. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Dara. Thank you, and Angie for being here so much and for saying hello. How was everyone's week? My week, my week was good, especially since I've kind of restructured my scheduling with my clients. So, Tuesdays are my Mondays, Wednesdays are my Wednesdays, Thursdays are my Fridays. And so I was able to go out last night and hang out with some friends and meet some new people. And I had a ball as usual, laughing and joking here. It's always interesting to hear people's journey and stories when they are talking about the possibilities of moving abroad and the questions that they ask. But it was a great experience and I loved it. So without further ado, you guys might want to take notes for this one. Or you can watch the replay. I highly encourage you taking notes because I'm going to be covering a lot of different topics in the subject. So I will be showing some things on the screen about what I'm going to be covering. So as many of you know, I focus on business strategy and development. I help women in leadership create scalable, sellable businesses. Why do I do that? Because I've done it myself. Essentially, I have sold two businesses. One was in Oakland, and I sold my practice when I moved from Oakland to Atlanta. I sold my practice to my then business partner at that particular time. I went on to launch a national company, and I also sold that company. So, hey girl, hey. I also sold that company. So why do I focus so much on strategy? Because one of the things that I've learned is when people create businesses, they never think about the exit. It's always about, I'm just going to create, I'm going to create, I'm going to create. And I understand that because I fuel a lot of that energy as well. But you also have to think about, how am I going to exit this business? Should something happen to me? Should I have a change in life or circumstances? Should I not want it anymore and want to do other things with my life? Is it going to be an entity that you can pass on, or is it going to be something that you will be able to easily dissolve? So you have to set up certain things along the way that make your business scalable and sellable. So those are the two areas that I really, really focus on. So some people in here in my leadership community, you guys some of this subject matter will be familiar to you and some of it may not. So I'm going to continue the conversation. Hey, Khadijah. Hey, Alam. Hey, Dee. Thank you guys so much for being here. I focus on business because essentially, you guys, business was my freedom. My business was my freedom. It really was my freedom to be able to move how I wanted to move. And this is not the climate, this is not the political time, this is not the economic time to not have revenue that you are driving yourself. It isn't. Things are too volatile, things are too up in the air. And this is the most opportune time to be able to maximize on your skill sets. Case in point, I, of course, had my company during COVID, and during COVID was when I made the most money in my lifetime. And it was because my business was already set up this year I seek to surpass that. But my business was already set up for the incoming influx that it had received for the most part. And so if you can create and sustain a business during this time, when stuff gets easy, it's going to be easy peasy for you because you started and scaled a business during one of the most hardest times. And so for me, I think this is the most opportune time to create and have a business and brand of yourself. You guys have got to stop giving your power over to the man. It is just it's too much. And what do I mean by that? By allowing somebody to tell you when you need to work, how much you can make, and when you can take a break. I don't deal with none of that. I set my life up that way for a reason because I wanted to have a certain level of freedom and flexibility in my life that no employer would allow me, right? So if you are sitting here and if you are thinking about, should I have a business? The answer is absolutely yes to me. I don't think there is any time that you should not have a business or brand working for you. But I also believe that there are more opportune times than others. And right now in this economic climate, it is absolutely the most prime time. It may be difficult. It may seem impossible or like a heavy weight to take on, but when is business not, right? So we're going to get into it. I don't want to keep talking about it. So tonight's matter is how I built my business in Mexico. And I say Mexico because I live in Mexico. I live in San Miguel de Allende. No, Mexico was not on my radar when I thought about living a life abroad. I started curating my life to live a life abroad in 2015. So when I knew I wanted to leave the United States in 2015, I started slowly moving my business online. This is where I focus. I focus on online. Why do I focus on online businesses? It is because it allows me a certain level of freedom and flexibility that is not bound to a brick and mortar. I don't like brick and mortar businesses. It does not work for my business model. So first thing first is decide what kind of business that you want. Do you want to be in the online space or do you want to be a brick and mortar? I think brick and mortars, depending upon what your business model is kind of antiquated. That's my thought. Because the world is very mobile now. People are taking their businesses and working remote. They are being digital nomads or people who are working in other countries outside of their home country. And what allows you to do this is a digital business. So one of the things that you always hear is leverage your expertise, but I'm actually going to dumb this down for y'all. Okay. I'm going to dumb this down for you guys because I think people think that, especially Black women, since we are the most educated population, especially in the United States, and we are the most, we grow businesses and start businesses more than any other demographic in the United States. But I'm going to dumb this down for you because I'm not telling you to get another certification. I'm not telling you to go back to school or acquire another trade. I'm actually going to say what it is that you already know. What do you know? So for my people who are thinking about certain skill sets you already have, how can you begin to leverage that expertise? It may require you to get a certain certification eventually under your belt to give you more credibility. Yes, because more credibility eventually leads to more dollars, right? It eventually leads to being a thought leader in your industry. For people who are in my leadership community, you absolutely know, I always talk about how do you position yourself for being a thought leader in your industry? How do you show up? There's various ways that you show up, but how do you begin to leverage your expertise? Case in point, Elwanda, I'm going to use my mom as a really good example. My mom can bake her butt off, but she also sews really, really well. Y'all didn't know that. Elwanda used to make my clothes growing up. Elwanda still makes a lot of things and she either gives them to the community or she sells them. This is something that she learned to do way back yonder when she was a youngin'. I don't know how old, she'll tell you in the comments. But this is a skill set that she has. So with that skill set, you can teach sewing classes. Again, that's brick and mortar, but you can get online and you can start a YouTube channel, or you can create a course about how to start learning to sew, certain things like that. So I don't want you guys going out thinking that you have to acquire yet another skill set, right? I don't. I want you to think about what it is that you already know. Is Titus in here? Hi, honey. I miss you so much. Titus is my baby, you guys. He calls me like at least once to twice a day to check in with his mom. He is the middle child. He is 6'4" and just beautiful with the most beautiful smile. You're welcome, son. Um, that you could ever imagine. Yes, I'm biased, but I do make pretty babies. Did make pretty babies. Hey, baby. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Marion. Oh, buenas noches. See, I took a nap today, which I rarely do, so I'm so glad that I did. Hey, honey. Oh, even the oldest is here. Oh, my kids love me. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to catch up in the comments. Okay, the brothers and sisters are saying hello. What's up, Kyoka, my digital baby sister? Okay. All right. You guys are having a conversation. So leverage your expertise. Think about what it is that you know and how you can begin to make money on it. I want it simple. I want to keep it simple, stupid, like for real. Keeping it simple. And the reason why we want to start out simple is because one of the things that I teach is the most simplest things and the things that we can start without having a lot of overhead coming out of the gate is going to set us up better, because when business gets expensive, it gets expensive, right? So we don't want to exhaust all of our resources coming out, because there are certain things that you are going to need to put in place, like your entity structure, like your domain names and your website, certain things like that. So you do need to have a little bit of reserves to be able to pour into your business this way. But for the most part, leverage your expertise. Next thing is develop a digital infrastructure. A lot of my leaders know, who are in the house, y'all always hear me talk about infrastructure. Infrastructure, how do you create a solid foundation for your business? Number one, and I think I may drop it in the chat. If you guys are not signed up for my email list, you can go to my website. Kayla King, since you're in here, can you go to my website, please, if you don't mind? Matter of fact, you don't have to. I have it right here. No, I don't have it right here. And the reason why is because I want to give you guys my free business infrastructure checklist, making sure that your business is set up the right way. So if you guys go to my website, and if you are not already receiving emails from me, you can sign up and you can start receiving emails from me and be put on my email list. So make sure that you do that. But I want to make sure that you guys get the business infrastructure checklist from me, okay? And the reason why is because it's a checklist that I designed some years ago, and I've since kind of twerked just a little bit based upon the needs of business foundation and structure today, that you need to be a viable entity to begin to start collecting payments to call yourself a business, okay? And once you go down the checklist, then you will be able to say, yes, I am a business, or yes, I have a business. A lot of you guys know too, for me, like my name is a registered trademark. Tracie Collins is a registered trademark, and within that structure, Tracie Collins does X, Y, and Z. And I did that because I learned it from an author, a book author, a Black woman, actually. And for me, it was really important to have a personal brand outside of a business brand. Why? And for you guys, I keep referencing my leadership community, but I just spoke about this in my leadership community. Because your business brand is not going to excel the way your personal brand is. People care who you are, where you eating, what you living, how you shopping, what are you doing today. Richard Branson, his brand was more than Virgin. Bill Gates, his brand, he had more followers than Microsoft. Steve Jobs, more than Apple. So I want you to take the same approach. Simultaneously, how are you showing up in the world? And we will get to that. But build your business infrastructure. Make sure that you are putting things in the digital space. And we're going to kind of talk about a little bit how to do that. Now, you have to start, since I relocated, and for people who are my kids love me. Hold on, this is the baby. I love him so much. Hold on. Hey, honey, I'm on Friday Night Live. Call you back. Love you. Bye. Okay. So, adapting to a new market. When you come into a new market and space, this is especially for the brick and mortar people. but also for us digital girlies, right? You want to make sure that you are paying attention to the needs of the community. You are listening to what is going on. You are listening to how you can be of service. Your job as a business owner is to always solve a problem. You need to find the problem and answer it. What is the respective problem in your industry? How can you, within your business, answer that problem? How are you doing that? You are listening. You are adapting to your new market. You are listening to the needs of the market, and then from there, you are making sure that you curate your services based upon that. Build out a network. My leaders, y'all know I've been preaching and preaching and preaching to you guys, preaching to y'all. Build your email list. Build your email list. Build your email list. Everybody that you've done business with before, everybody that you have a good rapport with, ask them, hey, you know what? I'm getting ready to launch. A lot of my leaders are and my clients who are on the spring equinox trajectory, tongue twister, to launch their brands. This is what they're on right now. I have a lot of them on, hi, I'm getting ready to, revamp my products and or services. And I would love for you to be amongst the first to know. If you can, and if you're interested, please opt into my email list so you can be among the first to know. I would love for you to join me over there. Very, very simple. It is an exchange of information, and you start to build your email list. Them friends that you have on chat, they should be in your email list. Why not? You should be. And if they're not on your email list and they don't want to be, then they're haters and you don't need them as your friends anyway. That's my thought process. So build your email list. You have to build a network. Get that professional Rolodex, get that personal Rolodex, and start asking people, for their information. You can even create a lead magnet. A lead magnet is, I just drove you guys to my website, and then from there, when you put your email address in, then it automatically sends you 1 to 2 forms of digital guides and or ebooks that I have. How do you create an ebook? Canva and ChatGPT. I already answered that. There you go. We're going to keep it simple, stupid, right? So build your network. A great way to build a network is offer a lead magnet. Some people say, don't offer a lead magnet. That's dumb. But honestly, that is an excellent way that I have seen to serve your industry, okay? Utilize online communities. The only reason I have questions. Okay, Kayla's texting me. I'm put a Q by the questions, and I'm going to go back in there because I'm not in the comments right now. I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to answer them after I cover this. I'm drinking coffee. Normally I don't drink coffee at night, but for some reason I wanted coffee. Online communities. The only reason why I am on Facebook is because of the groups. Hold on. I'm taking a sip. This is good. Okay. Get in communities. Get in Facebook groups. Get in Facebook groups. Like I just recently joined, because y'all know, if you guys don't know, I just started Hoochie Girl. So Hoochie Girl, her store is being built out literally as we speak. Hoochie Girl merch is coming soon, right? But I just joined a Facebook group for Black women or Black people who make sourdough bread. Get in, and I say that because it's industry specific. So get in Facebook groups that are in alignment with your niche. LinkedIn is a fabulous way to not only build your online presence, build your professional online presence. You can write articles, you can drop your blogs in there, you can create connections. I got invited to a golf club, no, not a golf club. What do you call them? A country club in Atlanta, just by being on LinkedIn. And he says, okay, Tracie, well, when you get back to Atlanta, let us know. We would love for you to join us. Do you think that I'm not going to go? Like, seriously, that is what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to hop over and get to the questions, because Kayla's like, Mom, you have questions. So I want to put a pin in this, because so you want to do an S Corp or a C Corp. A single member LLC is no longer as strong. It's not recognizable anymore, but I want to put a pin in that. And I actually this is actually a good point to introduce right now. So thank you, Alan, for the idea. So I have created what's called the Leadership Lounge. This is another great way for you to, number one, be in community with me. But in the Leadership Lounge, I am going to be dropping leader videos, and I am going to make this one it's a video in itself. About how to set up your corporation to where you don't have to leverage your social security number to get funding. Okay. With a single member LLC, you have to leverage your social security number to get funding. Why is Kayla calling me? You have to leverage your social security number to get funding. However, when you structure your business with a holding company, a parent company, and all of these things, there is a way where you can fund the entity and then cycle funds, and then your businesses can stand on its own. So if you want, and I have not finished building it out, but if you want to be invited to join the Leadership Lounge, this is where exclusive videos of mine are going to live. It is a small paid membership. I think it's like $7.99, $8.99 a month. But I am going to be speaking about leadership growth mindset and strategies for success. This video, because I just wrote it down, is going to be in there. So I'm going to do a dedicated video for that. So again, if you want to be invited to the Leadership Lounge, make sure you are on my email list, okay? Thank you, Kayla. I'm gonna make you a moderator. I'm gonna make you a moderator. Hold on, am I missing? Did I get in? Did I get it? Okay, so let's get back to okay. So Kayla, just like text me or something when there's another question, because or just keep a note. I love saying Google me. I know, girl. I do. But that's it. And so let me speak to this really quick, even though this is not on my list. You absolutely, if you are in business and you want to be paid, and if your goal is to be a thought leader in your industry, you must be Googleable. Point, period, blank. There is no if, and, buts around it. If you want to be considered a thought leader in your industry, and if you want to be paid those big speaker dollars, one of the members in the leadership community, she was like, Tracie, I want to command. She was, she met with me earlier this week. She says, I want to be able to command, $20,000, $30,000 for a speaking engagement. Okay. And she understands that she has to put systems in place, which is the reason why we met, so she can be Googleable, right? I work with women who are leaders in their industry, and we work with high value clientele. Point, period, blank. That's case in point. So that's the reason why you hear the numbers that you hear, is because she understands what she can command in her area of expertise. You must be Googleable across platforms, not just one. So are you showing up on LinkedIn? Are you showing up on YouTube? Are you showing up on other social media platforms? Are you writing? Writing is an excellent form, meaning blogs, newsletters, articles. Are you showing up on other people's podcasts? An excellent way to be consumable across platforms. Are you Googleable? Thank you, darling. Okay. That was something that I wish Jewel was in here, because this was a really good topic that we covered in the leadership community. The leadership group meets every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we actually talked about how we are rephrasing the term imposter syndrome. Really, it is about giving it back to the oppressor, essentially, because systems and processes and policies have been put in place. I'm speaking to Black women and Black people, but Black women because this space is full of them, to make us feel that we are less than what we are by design. That is by no fault of our own. So with that being said, imposter syndrome, or embodying imposter syndrome, that is a trauma response. And with it being a trauma response, unfortunately, it makes you feel like it is something that you have, upon yourself, like you are inferior to some degree. You are not. It is by design. Throw that shit back on the oppressor, call it for what it is. It is white supremacy at its finest. Give that shit back to the folks. We are no longer claiming imposter syndrome. You are absolutely worthy. You are more qualified, most likely overqualified in your relative industries. And so you want to make sure that you show up like that. Okay. So I keep talking about the leadership community. I may drop the link in there for those of you guys who are interested to join. All right. Next, create multiple streams of income for yourself. One of the things that I absolutely like about one of the businesswomen slash content creators that I follow, and it's a white woman that I follow, because I tell you guys, if you guys know me, you know I'm always studying other CEOs, is that she creates multiple streams of income under her business structure for all revenue streams. So she creates something like for people who want to be in community to get the videos that I'm going to drop in the Leader Lounge. Now, people, if you are in the Leadership Collective, you will automatically have access to the Leader Lounge and the content that I drop there. But for folks who are not in the Leader Collective and you want to be in community, but also gain the knowledge, the Leadership Lounge is absolutely the way to go. I keep talking about it, so I'm going to put it here. And when I tell y'all, I was not ready to release this one yet. But because I keep referencing, I'm going to drop the link so you guys will be among the first to see. And the first video is going to drop within the next few days. So creating multiple streams of income for yourself and your goal is always to get paid in your sleep, through your business, of course, through stocks and investments and things like that. But your goal is also to get paid every day, right? And then when we do that, we want to think about in getting paid every day, what multiple streams that I just dropped the link to the Leadership Lounge. So you can become a member of that community and you will have access to those exclusive video content. Ladies in the Leadership Collective, you do not need to sign up for the lounge. That information will automatically be put in the collective space. However, if you want to be in the Leadership Lounge and you are not in the collective, that is the space for you to gain the information. But in creating multiple streams of revenue, how do you do that? You also want to make sure that with your multiple streams of revenue that you are creating, one of my clients, we're putting her newsletter behind a paywall. Her blog is going to be free, but her newsletter is going to be behind a paywall. Y'all see where I'm going with this? This is why people work with me, because I'm going to think of ways to monetize your skill set. My job is to always make sure that your brand is building, that you are visible, that your structure is working for you in your niche, and that you are creating multiple streams of revenue. Because what do? I create scalable, sellable businesses. So a lot of people are in the scalable stage. That's fine. But when you start scaling, and then now we have a database because we've built a newsletter, we've built a community where we have people that we service our information to, that within itself. And you saw with all of the confusion with TikTok, it is really about the database that TikTok has. We want that data, because when you have data, when you have people's data, then guess what you can do? You can sell. You can sell to them because you understand their likes, you understand what they're scrolling, you understand how their algorithm is working, you understand how their spending power is working. When you have data, right? So in order to have data, you have to have a newsletter list, you have to do all of these things to get this specific data. Then within that data, then you're able to curate multiple revenue streams because you are listening to the information. You are doing data analysis. I hope this is making sense to some of y'all. Yes, please like the video. It's always Alan that says that because I always forget to ask. Coffee break, coffee sip. Hold on. I love my kids. I miss the two younger ones because the oldest is here. Okay, I'm now getting back to this. My list is kind of long, so this is why I'm going through it relatively quickly. If you have questions, please drop them in the comments. If you are the replay gang, drop them in the comments and I will make sure to answer them. Okay. Let me see. Optimize remote operations. I am not a techie. I'm not. I am not a techie. However, I understand, and you have to understand the advantage of technology to propel your business to the next level. For me, when I needed a more robust infrastructure, a tech software, I had to switch platforms to be able to handle the operations that my business was going and growing into, right? I needed to be able to do certain amount of things underneath one umbrella. One of the things that I absolutely began to hate, and every business owner goes through this transition, is you are piecemealing your business together. What do you mean, Tracie? Well, you have this web host, then you have this email host, and then you have this payment processing host, and then you have this calendar host. All of that costs money. So one of the things, I think Alan and I were on the same timeline for the most part. How do we streamline our business operations to be funneled for the most part under one umbrella? One of the things that I did was I chose a particular software that is extremely robust, that is extremely customizable, but it also offers me the opportunity to get my other clients in there so they can take advantage of the software that I have so their businesses can do the same. I knew I wanted to do that, right? So I'm able to have my calendar, my links, my payment processing, contracts and invoices, everything under one structure. I don't do my newsletters because I'm still a girly girl and I love Flowdesk. So I was like, Tracie, you're just going to bite the bullet with Flowdesk because it's easy, it's cute, it speaks to what you are, right? So make sure that you optimize remote operations. Make sure you are looking at and making an account of what you are spending your business on, or your business needs and your business infrastructure needs on, and how you can put everything into, for the most part, because there is no one perfect platform, under one operation, two at the most. Host events. Who are you? What are you doing? Who is your market? What are you doing to have fun? How are people engaging with you? What opportunities are you offering for people to get to know you in person, right? This is actually going to be a great segue to something that I have. So because I want to hear from you, one of the things, one of my events, and it's not really an event, this is an open discussion that I am hosting for women in leadership. What am I doing? Everything. What am I doing? Join that list. It is an open discussion for women in leadership, about women in leadership, about the challenges, about the hurdles, about the things that we are seeing. And my job is then to listen to what everybody has to say so we can begin to answer problems as leaders, right? So this is this is a free, open, live, interactive discussion group that I will be hosting, and you will be amongst the first to know if your name is on that list that you can join this group. Attorneys are in there, finance people are in there, real estate folks are in there, techies are in there. It is going to be a wide range. It's going to be a great place to network and to put yourself out there. It is going to be a great place to get folks on your email list. It's going to be a great place to build community. It's going to be a great place to learn something. But I learned this strategy, and my job, again, as a business owner, is to answer a problem. My job as a woman in leadership who teaches and work with other women in leadership to create scalable, sellable businesses is to listen to other women in leadership. This is how we can listen to each other in community. So get on that list. It depends on what your goal is with your business. Do I recommend a website platform to build an online community? You can really use it. It depends, because a lot of software now offers the opportunity for what's called a membership, but how robust is the back end? How interactive can the people who are in the community engage with one another? So there's some software questions that I have that you would have to answer as a business owner. For my company and the software that I use, I have 4 different groups that are in there. One of them is manned by another businesswoman in leadership, and she mans her space, and 3 of those spaces are my spaces. And I'm able to cultivate or curate multiple communities paid. These are all paid. Are these all paid? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're all paid communities. They're all paid communities in different industries for the most part. So it just depends on what you're offering and what your business needs are. The short answer to that. I would have to learn more about your business to be able to thoroughly answer that question. Okay. I'm back to hosting. So if you want to be amongst those women in leadership to take part, to listen, to learn, make sure you get your name on that list. Join us, because I will be doing that this month. And this is a great opportunity to get in connection. Share the link with somebody else who who will be able to take advantage of it, who may be able to get in there and learn to contribute, because it's really about we're listening to one another and it is an interactive discussion. The next thing is that a lot of you guys know that I'm co-hosting a retreat in Oaxaca next month. And it's something that Michelle Wedderburn and I have put together collectively ourselves. But what we've decided to do is I've decided to offer the retreat annually, and that is my key area of focus for that part of my business. And for her, we have other smaller excursions in a talk space, one of the communities, in underneath that business structure. And what we've done is, if you are interested in joining the Black Blossom community, type in Black Blossom, and I will make sure that you have the link, even if I'm going back in the comments and sharing the link with you. But Black Blossom, we have a taboo talk space. We also have other excursions that are happening and the annual retreat. The retreat is focused on women in leadership who need a break, because I understand what burnout is like, right? I understand what burnout is like because I suffer from it myself. Oftentimes, women in leadership, we are pouring into other people so much that we don't have enough to pour into ourselves. Well, we no longer do that under the guise, of Tracie Collins. So I teach and help other women in leadership to do that for themselves. So, yes. The next thing is stay consistent and visible and visible. Are you Googleable? One of the hardest things, you guys, I will say this, one of the hardest things for people to do is be consistent. It is very hard for people to be consistent because it takes a lot of work and it can get discouraging. And I'm here to let you know that that is a part of the process. That is a part of the growth in you. That is a part of the challenge. That is something that will require you to elevate. So how consistent are you? How often are you showing up? For me, I need to be showing up more. Again, that's something that I'm working on. But how are you showing up, and how often are you showing up? How much can your community count on you? Where are you showing up? How are you showing up on other people's platforms? Are you showing up being featured in articles, any newsworthy content or information? Are you adding your leadership voice? Are you writing blogs? Are you writing articles? Are you contributing to newsletters? Think about this. How can you show up in multiple ways? How visible are you? Okay. I'm gonna take a sip on this one. Kayla, my coffee cold. Okay. Financial independence. One of the reasons I don't work for anybody else is because I don't want nobody telling me how much I can and can't make. I have the flexibility and the freedom to charge what the hell ever I want to, and you best believe I do. Number 1 is because I'm absolutely worth it. Number 2 is because I know I'm absolutely worth it. Number 3 is check my references. And number 4 is Google me. Number 5 is I don't want to give anybody that level of power over me whatsoever. Financial independence allows you a certain level of freedom and flexibility. having your own business, especially during this time when the cost of eggs are through the roof for most people living in the States. How are you tapping into that multiple stream of revenue that you've created for yourself through your business? I remember when I was still in the baby business, and I would process placentas for clients. They'd be like, "Oh my God, Tracie, yes, I'm that girl who's like that mad scientist in the kitchen. I am a kitchen alchemist for real." But in processing placentas, creating placenta capsules for clients, I was able to offer not third party, but second, meaning they weren't my birth clients, but they were my placenta clients. They would have a baby, hey, my placenta's ready. We will go pick it up. I would process it 48 hours later. They would have their capsules back to them, right? Do you know I would make an extra, I think it was $5,000 to $7,000 a month just on encapsulating placentas, because number one, I diversified my streams of revenue. I had multiple streams of revenue within the same industry. I'm still servicing a level of clientele. They were also repeat clients because people have multiple babies. They were repeat clients because we also know that if you're in business, it's about client retention. Okay. And it allowed me financial independence. So when babies were not coming every month, as far as my clients were concerned, I've had a consistent, steady stream of placenta clients once a month. I would process on an average month of 5 to 7 placentas, each of them going for sometimes, and that's not even including my clients who process their placentas, but each of them going for a minimum of $350 a pop. Like I was a placenta dealer. Fun fact about me. Fun fact. Okay. With that being said, another reason why I'm so passionate about working for myself is because of time freedom. I work when I want to work, and when I don't want to work, I don't. Period. I don't. I have funneled my hours of work, meaning I start at a certain time, I'm done at a certain time. I start on a certain day, I'm done at a certain day on a certain day. And I have more play time than I do work time, unless I'm sitting at my desk just kind of doing things that I need to get done. But I'm not obligated to show up to nobody until I say so. And these are the times that work for me. And, if we need to work something with my clients, we do that. But they also understand that. That is the reason why time flexibility is so important within your business. I told somebody recently, I don't remember who. Oh, it was a client. Decide on your hours of operation, and she works for herself. Decide on your hours of operation. Don't let nobody tell you. And a lot of times, one of the baby mistakes that babypreneurs make is being available for your clients all the time. That is a babypreneur move. We ain't babypreneurs over here. You're the expert. They need your services. They need your expertise. So with that being said, these are the hours that I am available. This is my work structure. I'm sorry, this is my work schedule, and this is the services, or these are the services that I offer. You do not want to be available to everybody all the time, and you do not want everybody as your clients. Ever. The next thing is location independence. If I wanted to, because I'll be in Oaxaca for the second half of March, I'm going to take my iPad with me and I'm going to work while I'm in Oaxaca. Yes, I'll be on a retreat, but half of the time I'm going to be in Oaxaca City. So I'll still be meeting with clients there. I can work from anywhere in the world. For the last 10 years, that is how I've set my life up, by design. Working from anywhere in the world. I don't want people to tell you where you have to be. We are no longer exchanging our physical presence for money. It is about what we know. So when you think about your business structure and your business model, what things are you putting into place to sell your knowledge versus selling your presence? Now, if you want to pay me to speak somewhere, then that's a different conversation and that's a different contract. And yes, I have a contract for that. Okay. But with that being said, it's about location independence. For me, this is why the digital space, the online space works well for me and my business model, because I'm not a good employee. I'm not going to go and check in. No, that is so antiquated to me. I know the need, like logically, I get it, but I'm like, everything that you're doing to build this other person's dream up, you could be doing to build your own dream up. It's really simple. It's not what we're doing. We're keeping it simple, stupid, right? How are we empowering other people? How are we? One of the key core factors of business is how are you impacting someone else's life to make their life better, to make their life easier, to give them knowledge so they too can grow. What are you doing? What are you doing to empower other people? I love empowering women. I love empowering Black women because I am one. And I love empowering Black women because I understand the challenges that we face just in society that try to keep us suppressed and oppressed. So I'm that girl that's cheerleading for you in the background. A lot of times people don't even know me personally, and I'm cheering for them because I love to see us win. And I get really emotional, like a visceral response comes from me when I just talk about it because I understand the challenges. I understand the setbacks. I understand, the micro, macro aggressions that are put in place, the societal, the familial pressures that are put upon us and pressed upon us. I understand the epigenetics that we have to deal with. So when we win in the areas that we want to win, I'm your girl cheering for you. I am absolutely cheering for you. Another thing that I absolutely love about business, and one of the things that you will begin to, is having creative control. There's nobody that will be able to tell you how your business should go and grow if they are not already doing it themselves, right? That part, but also having creative ability. A lot of times people don't. They either work in their creative brain or their logical brain, or whatever the other side of the brain is called, left and right hemisphere of the brain. But having the ability to have creative control and somebody not putting a box around you, you can be as crazy as long as it works for your market, as long as it works for your customers and our clients. That is one of the things that personal branding absolutely just will propel you as a leader in your industry, because you are exercising creative control, but you are also demonstrating results. Having creative control over your business and brand. Having your own business right now, it allows you to build generational wealth. I'm not going to go into detail about this, but one of the things that I am doing for my family is I am creating and spearheading our family sustainability plan. And there's a whole thing that I'm building out behind it. And yes, all of my family members, honey and the kids, are a part of it. It is about building generational wealth, your business and or brand. This is also a part of how are you exiting? How is your exit strategy designed? How are you setting up your exit strategy? Is this something that you want to pass on to your offspring? How are you setting yourself up and your family up? How are you leaving a legacy? Because basically, this is what this is. This is about legacy building. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Alignment with your values. Your business should absolutely be in alignment with your values, because otherwise it's going to be inauthentic. The number one human trait that people can detect is how authentic are you? Even more than love, how authentic are you? So when you create a brand and a business that is in alignment with your values, you have no choice but to show up as your authentic self, because it speaks to your heart. One of my constant prayers has always been, as long as I'm speaking to somebody's heart, even if it's just one person, then I'm doing my job. So in your business, always pray and manifest the ideal clientele that you want. Always pray for them before they even show up. because your business will be forever blessed as a result. Trust me when I tell you I've done this and I continue to do this. You want clients, you want people who are ready, willing, and able to work with you. We don't want people hemming and hawing who are not ready, wasting our time. And there's strategies and things that can be put in place to weed folks out. But when you create a brand that is in alignment with your values, you show up authentically. And that is what draws your clients and your customer base in. That is what keeps people coming back for more and more and more, because you got the secret sauce. Community and connection. This is another video that is going to be in the Leader Lounge, is why leaders collaborate. We don't compete, we collaborate. We don't. Case in point, Michelle and I have Black Blossom together. That's because we're not each other's competition. We are celebrating each other as leaders and coming together and offering a particular brand to our clientele or our customer base. Women in leadership do not compete, we collaborate. Get in community, get connected, get in alignment with people who think like you. Thank you, honey. She heated up my coffee. I love my kids. They're like the best people ever, I swear. I'm so biased. That's like industry. Meet other people. Step outside of your comfort zone. I think my Wi-Fi is acting up. But step outside of your comfort zone. If the Wi-Fi slowed down, it's Mexico. But I'm back. Get in community, get connected, networking. Old school networking never goes out of style, ever. Do something that makes you feel uncomfortable. Get yourself in new spaces. Go to events. Do that. One of the things that I've started implementing into my weeks now are not working strictly from home. This week I did. I worked strictly from home, but going to cafes, you never know who you're going to meet, who may need your service, who you can help and support. Get in community, get in alignment. One of the things that I absolutely love about SMA is that we all business owners. We are all business owners. Like, how privileged am I to be amongst other boss women? Like, for real, like that is a huge privilege to me. Get in community and get connected. Put yourself out there. I want you to feel uncomfortable, because complacency is the killer of all dreams. So we are no longer being complacent. We are stepping outside of our comfort zone. We are doing something to get in community and get connected with people. We are putting ourselves out there. I don't care about anybody judging you. I don't care. Make a commitment to yourself to make yourself more visible and to show up, because people can't patronize you if they don't know you exist, if they don't know your service or brand exists, because the students will appear when the teacher shows up. Okay, so show up. A lot of times people don't even know they need your service until they hear a service like yours. And like, oh my God, people do that? Like, I was on the phone with my insurance broker the other day, and for some reason, I guess it's been years since we talked. And then she was like, so Tracie, what do you do? And I told her, she was like, oh, she said, for any industry? I said, yes. She says, do you come to speaking events? I said, yes. She says, because I'm a part of, I guess this insurance company, insurance brokers all over, they have biannual speaking event. She says, because I'm gonna call you because we need speakers and people need to understand how to do it, how your services can support them. Put yourself out there. Another thing is reduce stress for your well-being. Oh my God, I took a nap today. I don't take naps. I got back in the bed about noon and I took my ass to sleep. I went to sleep. I went to sleep and I woke up at like 2:00. Having your own business and brand allows you to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. In the infancy stages, you will be working 24/8 for your business and brand, because that's how it works. You have to set up your systems, your operations. You have to set that up, right? You have to understand what your KPI is and developing all that, which is your key performance indicators. Like, you have to understand all of that. But once you get that stuff in place, and then you're able to delegate, my crew, Dee, Alum, and Bobby, and even in the leader community, we're talking about delegation. How are you delegating? That's another video that's gonna be in the Leader Lounge, y'all. The Leader Lounge is going to be how we as business owners, or as the 92%, thank you, Alan, for that topic. I mean, for that key point, how the 92%, how are we staffing our life? I staff my life. I do. That's the first video that's actually going to drop in the Leader Lounge. Is how I staff my personal life. And I'm a gnat or a mosquito in here, but I'm going to do a video on how we as leaders need to staff our life. Because when we do, our stress level gets reduced. We're able to focus on the tasks that we're great at, meaning that we can operate. This is a Felicia Hatcher term, if you guys know who she is. If you don't, make sure you Google her because she's Googleable. But you're operating in your sphere of genius, right? So reducing your stress, and it offers for a better well-being. I have clients now who are, in the midst of moving abroad because they want a better well-being. When you have a better well-being, when your nervous system is able to rest, then you can see clearer, then you can create more, then your stress level is reduced, your body begins to heal itself. Like all of the things begin to happen. So when you begin to delegate and restructure your life and saying yes to what serves you and no to what doesn't, then you become better off for it. The other two we've covered, legacy creation, it definitely ties into generational wealth. And then also, again, above all things, you guys, above all things, be consistent. Even when it becomes discouraging, because it is going to be discouraging a lot of times. I will be lying if I didn't say to you that I was not discouraged, or I haven't ever been discouraged, or I don't get discouraged. Yeah, I just don't talk to y'all about it. I just keep showing up. I keep going because I understand, because I've been at this game long enough, that is a part of the process. It is a part of the process. It took me a year and some change to restructure my business and brand once I left the States. Once I sold my company and once I left the States, it was like, girl, who are you? Who are you? It took me some not dark moments, but, little sullen moments to be like, okay, what am I going to do now? What's going to be my next area of impact? But one of the things that I had to remember was what I built, nobody could take that knowledge away from me. So guess what? Just teach other women how to do the same thing. So that is what I focus on. And it took me over a year to get the terminology right. This week, we've been talking about, or some of my leaders, we've been talking about taglines, how to really refine your elevator pitch. How can you talk about your business and brand in 30 seconds or less? My name is Tracie Collins. I work with women in leadership to create scalable, sellable businesses. I didn't even come up with that. It took another Black woman to help me to say, oh, you create scalable, sellable businesses. And I was like, oh my God, like that was the nail on the head. It took me a year and some change after moving abroad for somebody else to look into me and say, that is what you do. And I was like, that is exactly what I do. And then it took me playing with some terms in ChatGPT to come up with leader, because that's what I am. And that's who I work with, right? But it took a year and some change. So I'm saying that to say, and to other people, that's pretty quick. And to some people like myself, that was really slow, but it was also the time that I needed. I'm saying that to say that give yourself time and grace. It is not going to move expeditiously. That is not how life works. Nature even works in a cycle, a year cycle. We have, some winter, spring, summer, fall. We don't have everything all at once, and everything is not instantly. Things take time. So give yourself grace. Give yourself time. Above all else, be consistent. And in your consistency, become visible. People need to know that your services are there. They need to know that you exist. Show up. We don't care about judgment. I want you guys to be judged by others while you go to the bank. Okay? I do. I want you guys to be judged by other people while you go to the bank. Because guess what? The folks that's judging you, they're not going to the bank. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you, because only people who talk shit are the people who ain't got shit. Like for real. Like, so let them talk while you go to the bank. Okay. All right. So now let's get to any questions. What did I miss over here? Aw, thank you, Khadijah. Yes. Um, do I know? Yes, I do. Because that means my channel is monetized finally, Mom. Because anyway. Yes, the ads are a good thing. Hi, Eileen. Uh, yes, good evening. Dare to dream and build. And I want you guys, and I'm glad you slinging placentas. I was. Um, I want you to dream so grandiose that you feel uncomfortable. Like I want your dreams to be so delusional, as they say, that you be like, But then I want you to keep not only dreaming them, but then I want you to embody them as if they already happened. I heard a content creator yesterday, or was it today, say, oh, you don't even have to believe it. No, absolutely, you have to believe it. Because when you start to believe it, that's when you really start to embody it. That means your body can't, your mind and your subconscious can't tell the difference from what your naked eye is seeing in your reality. So you absolutely need to dream delusional and then believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Because guess what? Once you believe you, everybody else will too. Just show up, be authentic, show up and offer your services. Okay. Yes, God. Yes, placentas. No, you dehydrate them into capsules. And so okay, another subject. This is another area of my expertise. So when a person has a baby, their hormone levels automatically plummet, literally within 24, 48 hours after having a baby. Their hormone levels plummet. When you give them back their placenta via capsules, other people eat them. That's not what my clients did. It was dehydrated capsules like vitamins. Their hormone levels begin to balance themselves. And instead of jumping off of a cliff with no parachute, your body is able to then wean your body and your hormonal level begins to stabilize. So a lot of times people suffer from postpartum depression because if they don't have any other mental health or mental wellness issues like anxiety and or depression that they're not suffering from in their pre-pregnant state, when they're no longer pregnant anymore and they are just dealing with a hormonal imbalance, they suffer from hormonal deficiency, which causes postpartum depression. So when people take placenta capsules, they then are there to able to stabilize their body, and they do so much better. They do so much better. All right, y'all. Did I miss anything? Okay. Do I have a strategy for vetting people for potential partnership? Girl, I have a partnership tier. If you are in the leadership community, I dropped a partnership tier. Let me tell you about this partnership tier. The minimum partnership, I think it starts at $10,000 and it goes up to $500,000 for corporations. I have a partnership tier, and the reason why I had to create that is because during the whole a Black Lives Movement matter, a lot of white groups wanted to align themselves with my company. So myself and my attorney, we put together a tiered structure so people can put their money where their mouth was. Once I sent them that table to partner with me, I wouldn't hear back from them. So yes, I absolutely have that. I do. You have to create a tier. Money always shuts people up. They either put up or shut up. And that is something that I have. If you are in the leader community, and just go back through the content and you will see the partnership tier that I dropped in there. All right, you guys, I hope this was absolutely helpful. If you have continued questions, please drop them in the chat. Please make sure that you like this video. I'm gonna do my best to put more videos, non-live videos on here, but I'm gonna put leader content specific to us in the lounge. Again, make sure you get in the discussion group. Make sure you get in the discussion group. If you are a woman in leadership and you want to be amongst other women in leadership, having leadership topic discussions, I will be doing this. This is a free community event because I want us to hear from one another. So get in there. If you want to be in the Leader Lounge and you want to have that exclusive content available to you, here is the link to join the Leader Lounge. If you are in the Leadership Collective, don't join the lounge because I will automatically drop those videos in there. But if you want access to the LLC Corp C Corp conversation video that I'm going to do, make sure you get into the Leader Lounge. I'm going to be doing why we collaborate and why we don't compete. I will also be doing how we delegate and staff our life. I will also, these are the videos like the top 4. And what else? And leaders are not humble. No, we're not. I don't believe in humility. I think humility is bullshit. I think you should be absolutely proud about what you do, about what you accomplish. Don't be arrogant, but absolutely be confident. That video also is going in there. So I love y'all. Happy Friday Night Live. Have a wonderful weekend. If I feel like it, I'm going to see y'all next Friday, which most likely I will. I wish you well. Share this video with somebody that you know who needs it. Okay? And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.